Hi everyone, this is like my third attempt at this video, and Jenna has this little tripod and it has a clamp to hold your phone down, and I had the clamp on one of the volume buttons, so I just kept messing it up, but I figured it out. Okay, so we're gonna do an Ollies run, or an Ollies haul. Ollies is having a small Marvel blowout. It's not like the DC Marvel blowout they had earlier this year. The DC blowout had much more choices, and they also had better prices. The Marvel books are limited. You don't have as many to choose from, and they also are more expensive. But you can still get some pretty good deals. The first one I want to go over is Civil War. This is issues 1 through 7 of the Civil War series. This was by Mark Miller and McNevin. I can't think of his first name though. Steve McNevin. Mark Miller and Steve McNevin. Dexter Vines did the inks on this. And I'd never read this when it was coming out. I tend to avoid those huge cross promotion or company or universe encompassing story arcs because they're too much. You literally have to buy every title of every book that Marvel puts out, and you feel like if you don't, you're gonna miss something. So I tend to just avoid them. This one I did finally pick up, and it condensed it to the 7 main issues, so you don't have to feel like, oh, I've got to go out and search for all these other story arcs. You just kind of get the core of the story right here in this trade. I did read this one already. It was a pretty good story. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It featured Spider-Man quite a bit. He was one of the main characters in the story, and I always liked that. And it also, his character development arc was more than any of the other characters, I think. The two warring factions of Captain America and Iron Man's side, they kind of, I'm right, there's no middle ground, and then they just fought. Spider-Man was an arc that carried him through both sides, and he did change his position, and he grew as a character, which is what all storytelling should do. So I really enjoyed that, and with him being one of the focal points, that was just icing on the cake for me. The next book that I got was the Uncanny X-Men, the Dark Phoenix saga. This is X-Men 129 through 137. This is part of the Claremont and John Byrne run, and this was $7.99. Let's go back to this for a second. This was also $7.99, and this was $7.99 for all 8 issues. This, of course, being a classic run and then collected in one trade is something that I definitely wanted to get to read through. The next thing I got was a Deadpool story. This is Deadpool, Dead Presidents. This is kind of a funny story. It's weird, but it is funny. Deadpool goes through time fighting different presidents. I was collecting this when it came out 3 years ago. I was collecting the single issues, and now that there's a trade collected, I went ahead and picked it up just to be able to have it in one convenient book, and it was $3.99. The next one I got, I have never read. This is Deadpool Illustrated. This has Deadpool going through different literary works, and he goes into Don Quixote, Tom Sawyer, Gulliver's Travels, The Three Musketeers, and Moby Dick. So it's essentially Deadpool ruining literature. I thought it looked funny, picked it up. It has Tom Sawyer and Deadpool on the back. I love the Tom Sawyer books, not just Huck Finn, but all the Tom Sawyer books. And this one was also $3.99. And then the final one that I picked up was a series that I've never read, but I know a lot of my friends like. So I figured for $4.99 I would read the first volume of Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. This is the series where she becomes Captain Marvel. And with her movie coming out, it wouldn't hurt to know something about the character. I've seen her pop up in Spider-Man and other books like that, but she's not a character that I followed, so I don't know her core supporting characters as well as I should. This will help when the movie comes out, hopefully, and maybe it'll just be a great story to read. The next couple of things that I got, Jenna actually bought from me. She follows, and if you guys are following our channel, you know that she has been on this kick lately of watching YouTubers who go over movies, do movie reviews, have movie hauls, and she's actually started doing that. Well, with that in mind, she did find these for me, which are wonderful. She found The Amazing Spider-Man. This is Dr. Doom, Master of the World. It doesn't tell if there's a volume. It's a single issue, I guess. But it's Dr. Doom Dr. Doom, Master of the World. This is a VHS of the animated series from 1990, I believe. Yeah, the 1990 animated series. And then she also got me Revenge of the Green Goblin, which again is from the same series. This is just a single episode, 22 minutes on a VHS. We do have a VCR, so I'm excited to get to watch these and to own them for my Spider-Man collection. Overall, those were a pretty good haul that I have picked up. I'm glad to have some of the trades. Well, I'm glad to have all the trades, but I'm glad to have some new stories to read that I might not be familiar with, and some old stories that I can refamiliarize myself with. And then I'm glad to have the VHSs to be able to watch some old Spider-Man cartoons. Hopefully I can get my son or daughter to watch them with me, because they don't show a lot of interest in superheroes, and it kind of makes me sad. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope to do another haul this week when I should be getting my books in from the comic store that I purchased from. I should be getting my 2-week shipment in, which goes over the books that I have on my weekly pull list. I'll get, I think it'll be 3 weeks this time of books that I'll get. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you later this week, and have a great night.